Hi, collective. Let's tune in. This session is answering the question, what are you manifesting this year? I wanted to say right now, actually, though I intended to write as title this year. So, okay, we need to correct that, I guess. So this is what you are manifesting right now. Maybe over the course of the year, it will develop itself and unfold. But as you very well know, manifestation is a process, and yeah, so that makes sense. Okay, so this is what you are manifesting. Looks pretty beautiful, I want to say. A few things came in through other readings, so I am linking to other things. First, the overall preview of mine tuning into the year of the fire horse, but of course everything is timeless. You know, when you tune in, it's yours, and take, of course, only what really feels like yours, right? So you are a co-reader of everything and use your discernment as well as your intuition. So we can see a purse here. She wanted to come out, and the sunglasses also, and you know, everything that's here wanted to be on the table. And then I laid out the runes as an overall kind of tableau for the field, kind of how the energy really is moving. The upper line, that's what's happening in the light, in the unseen realm, and the bottom line, that's what's happening on earth, what you might be aware of. So that's first. And then these things wanted to come out just like they are. And I'm not sure yet where we shall begin, but I am drawn to this. So we start there, which is, of course, totally organized. I like that. So this is Algis, the rune. And you can see it, I hope, yes. And there are birds on the original painting, but the butterfly wanted to be here. See? Very necessary, a white butterfly. Very pure energy, very healing. And oh, that matches wonderful with the end section I'm just seeing, because we do have an Anubis card here. And also kind of an underworld imagery. Okay, wonderful full circle thing. Okay, so algaes, or rather algaes, more in the Norse pronunciation. This just means you are so protected, like totally protected, okay? You can see that as the antlers of an elk and also as the wings of a swan. And with a white butterfly there, I want to say you also can see that as any animal that speaks to you. Let it be a phoenix for you, let it be a butterfly, let it be an eagle. Just tune in for a sec and see what that is. You can even see an angel or another spirit guide. So this is totally the realm of your personal spirit guides. And usually I don't kind of stress so much that you are a co-reader in the first sentences, but see, that's important. So it's up to you to tune in, please, to your higher spiritual support. They want that, and they totally wanted to start here, right? So they are guiding you, they are helping you, and now they are telling me they are pushing you into the light. How interesting. And this is Sorilo, the sun. You know the sun card in tarot, and for sure, I guess. And yeah, I mean, you know the sun on earth, right? It's this crazy thing that's just shining, warming up everything, nurturing everything without questioning, and everything kind of grows to the fullest, right? It's just happening. And it is such a constant that we are not, you know, it's not that we are every morning bursting into tears out of gratefulness because the sun is up. But I want to tell you, these are runes. And from, Scandinavia back then, it was a little bit like that, actually, because in winter in the north, it's very, very cold and very, very dark for a long, long time. And sun literally means life force. It's this kind of life which really feels like life saving. totally turning the underworld upside down. And we do have Anubis in this card. See what I mean? It is a total bridge here. Beautiful. So just imagine energetically you've been really in this winter, right, where it's just, and this card, okay, I read it to you. This card is kind of bridging over from another reading, and it wanted to be here and elaborate further, I guess, like bridging out. So it says, Rose Garden, you have survived in harsh conditions, holding on to the crumbling ground with sheer willpower. See what I mean? That's kind of being a Viking in the north in winter. Soon you will be planted in a rose garden and thrive. So that's that, right? And we do have here elixir of life. It says she also wanted to totally pour in here. Elixir of life. This is the scent you are carrying within you, I'm hearing. That's interesting. Okay. So scent is attractive, magnetic, and also it can be a protective shield. So I just want to suggest, let's think about that and create, maybe with the help of your spirit guides, a protective shield. Use some perfume, scent. Never thought about that with that card. So this is totally in tune just for this session. I love that. Ooh, now she's coming up. Yeah, it's a hyacinth and rambling in here, and they have a very penetrating scent. And that's just great because it's a beautiful one. And so, yeah, you too, for sure, right? And otherwise I wouldn't mention that. So it's kind of, the field recognizes you. The field recognizes your signature just through the air, just through what you are transmitting out of your pores. Like, see how her hair even is going like that? Totally invigorated. And yeah, with Anubis, and Anubis helped restoring Osiris, and he was the first who invented kind of mummification. And so that is also, with oiling and preserving the body and all that. So there is a total hint and link again how you can hold, as we do with mummification, with the body, how you can hold, and the body, that's just a symbol for a manifestation, right? For your matter, right here. This is also just a symbol for what you are manifesting. And so you can totally, with all the care for the skin and the hair and the perfume and whatever, form kind of a womb for your very signature, for your energy. 222 right now. Nice. I love that message. And this card, by the way, speaks about the void. This is just the void in the Norse mythology. And there it is, the realm, like the unseen, everything around, in between the world of fire and the world of ice. And so here we do have the world of fire. This is basically life, but also ice. They worked very much with both these energies, of course. And ice, it's not only bad, because when we do have a very clear surface, just like I'm seeing it right now here, then you can basically, you know, you can kind of throw something and it glides perfectly. It's this alignment again with 222 also. And it can go very far, like on a icy surface, you know, even, I don't know, like glass fiber these days, like electricity transmission with the sun also. So broadcasting, right? Broadcasting, again, your energy, your frequency, broadcasting it. And to do that, you have to work on your own physical body. I'm hearing that. Because after all, it's you that magnetizes your manifestation in. And we tend to, wow, that's beautiful. We tend to focus on our work when we manifest, right? Oh, I love that. So I'm, thankful for learning this with you together. And yeah, totally makes sense. So let's always focus first on yourself, and then do with your nice sensation, actually, you need to feel good about yourself. When you do something, where you want something good to come out of it, it makes perfect sense, right? So this is, magnetic, we had that, I guess, magnetic void. And see, I should place them here, because that's really how you should look out of the void, right? I think it's wonderful. So you should totally look with this love. And you know, the left side, that's for ourselves, and the right side, that's for life. And this is what they have just told us. We need to keep the balance with that. We need to look as much onto ourselves as we look onto our work. That's basically yin yang and balance. And both parts need this unconditional loving care. And of course, we don't want to shut out the sun. But yeah, I should take that, because it's symbolizing, kind of looking with, you know, the eyes of God or our angels, really how the spirit world looks upon us. They don't criticize. Oh, now we are here. That's great. So these are also elixirs, by the way. And it's aura soma, so you can enhance your aura with that. I don't actually know if, you can look that up, if you can buy that somehow. And it's real bottles with real liquid in it, and you can put it on your body, right? To kind of enhance your aura and enhance whatever needs to be enhanced, and sometimes also release something. As with this here, we release, what did I just said? Criticism. I wrote it down, actually, what was written here, because, you know, sometimes it really goes word by word with the reading, and as I read it, it was just perfect. I felt perfect. So let me read that for us. So it's olive on olive, and I have something to say about that in a sec. But it says feminine leadership. Feminine leadership dissolves envy, bitterness, addiction to criticism and fears. Isn't that just perfect? So that's the kind of leadership we need. And we do have the lion here. I wanted to be here, little lion. And with the transformation, right? That looks very good now. I totally understand why it's all here. And of course, this is also, this is kind of a deck in the making. And this is me at Lionsgate, creating art for the Lionsgate a few years ago. So that's that. And it will become a deck at some point. This is a deck of mine, which is already done, but yeah, this isn't, as you can see. But those images wanted to come out. I kind of work with them to then also put them really together and form a deck. So I kind of let it unfold itself. Okay, but back to that. So feminine does not mean, you know, by all means, to be female, of course. It's just the energy, of course. It's just a leading with the divine feminine, which is again right brain. And right brain, that's of course being resourceful and creative and going with the flow and feeling abundant, right? Which we immediately do if we are in tune with divine feminine energy, because divine feminine energy is kind of just abundance. I mean, it means being connected to source. And abundance, that's not money or something, though money is an aspect of abundance, and money is an aspect of the divine feminine energy. And money, yes, is linked to the color green, which is good to have green here. But we do have olive here. And olive, that's a very important color to create space. And it goes wonderful with the sun, right? Because olive, that's literally sun poured into the green, and thus it's expanding even more. So whenever you feel called to wear olive, or you are just drawn to that color, just know in yourself there is an aspect, 936 right now, so a higher aspect that wants to be birthed on earth and that needs to be more space to express itself. So that's kind of higher light wanting to be expressed in the green earth. Green, it's first matter on earth. You see that with all the grass and in spring and all that. And after the green, then comes the flowers. And see, we do have already flowers, but the green leaf also wanted to be here. And yeah, everything falls into place. I'm feeling very nice. And we do have strong connection here to the Earth Star chakra, which is great. Also with that, so now we are here. This is the rune Thurisas, and this means you are protected also. Isn't that cool? So you are protected from your higher realms, and this means you are protected through nature, through family, through roots, through everything around you, literally. Because the Vikings, they used thorns, this is kind of a thorn, to create safe spaces, right? As a barricade against intruders. So you are safe. And I felt totally called to take all these hearts that come from my garden space and create kind of a sweet boundary here for us. I like it. It's like all our ducks are in a row, all the hearts, right? So that's, and they want it to be like that. So yeah, I just do what comes through. So that's that. And also this is really linked to the hammer of Thor, right? And so this also speaks about skills, and it speaks about sharpening your skills, sharpening your tools. So this is an energy which is around you, within you even, or maybe even coming through from your ancestors. And I want to say that specifically because we have that card here also linked, like right next to it, and this is Othala or Othala, more original. And this, as you can see, speaks about everyone pouring in, and it is literally, it's like, you know, the 7 generations before you, it's your ancestral line and all that, but it is absolutely the maternal line. So it's again feminine, absolutely. We see the womb and we see the openness. So it's again the womb, again the void, right? And we see it here even in the background. This card is totally linked to the void also, as well as that, because this protects us and forms kind of, it's this first forming, okay, interesting. It's how we first form what surrounds us, right? When there is a settling build or something where people want to rest, the first thing you do is you build up your protection, right? To be safe overnight. And then the more stable you get, the more defined it gets. But the first thing is just putting up some protection, putting up some walls. And then within that, then you can actually kind of grow your skills, right? And make it all more beautiful. It's like if you want, I don't know, if you want a bowl to eat, you would, and really urgently, you would just create it. But then kind of first winter, when you have all this leisure time there and can't go out anyway, then you would maybe paint it and make it more beautiful and all that. You know what I mean? And that's all these skills that are seeping through, I'm hearing. Just so. And how are they coming through? Simply through your hands, literally, through doing, you have to just do. Okay, that's important. You have to kind of sharpen your tools, learn maybe a little bit. This also speaks about learning. Like, go on YouTube, click on something you feel you don't know. You know, when you want to start something, very often there are little things you don't know. For example, how a program works, or how you do this or that. I don't know. That's up to you, right? You know your life. You know what you're doing. I don't. I just read the energy. And so just look that up, right? Let your skills be sharpened. Learn a little bit more. Also, just because they are saying, not because you definitely need it, because you're super, right? But just because you feel more confident then. Can you see what I mean? If you just have looked up just a tiny little thing, and then you're like, yeah, now I'm on point right here. I'm on point, right? So, yeah. For example, I work a lot with these cards, but still right in front of a reading, if I pick them in advance, I love to check it out, and then I'm like, yeah, exactly. That's, you know what I mean? It's just a little thing. What is helpful to then even understand in advance. You know, I already saw, yeah, that's the olive, and that's, by the way, pure sunlight. That's yellow and clear mixed together in this bottle. And I read it to you again because it's so fitting again. Oh, just seeing, we are not ready with that. So, we spoke about what this dissolves, right? And let's think about that for a minute, because I said with this olive, you are creating more space for you. And this space, it's kind of your space, you know, green, that's your heart chakra, I'm manifesting this space for me, right? That's mine. But then it's also yellow in it, like sparkling with this olive. And that literally means you bring warmth within, I'm hearing. I wanted to say into the space, but yeah, you bring warmth within yourself, I'm getting. And then, of course, this unfolds, this creates space, which dissolves envy, bitterness, addiction to criticism, and fears. Yeah, and now I know why they said within, because, you know, the world only projects onto you what resonates. So you really have to dissolve these things within. That's like this gardening process, what we have to do with our mind. Yeah. And then the positive side of that, it brings joy and looseness and breadth as a key element for day-to-day life. And you wouldn't believe me, but we also have a bridge from here to there. Because this rune, it's daggers. And that's literally the rune for the day-to-day life. And it's totally in alignment with the sun also, because it has a quite similar meaning. So this is the sensation after the winter, the sun comes back, you know, and brings in this crazy exciting new life. And where you can really pick up all these big projects and just go for it, right? And you have all the time, and just, you know, when you plant your seeds, you need a summer period for them to grow. That's that energy. And daggers, that's the energy after a night, and I mean, this happens in this is kind of a year cycle, but this is now day-to-day cycle, right? This is kind of constant. So this speaks a lot about constant manifesting on a daily basis. And so, but also just about the joy that really each day something unfolds. And that brings joy. And I mean, it starts in the morning, actually, with the sun again, and then the birds, and, you know, just the light. So, I mean, not every day we do have sun, shine, yellow. Sometimes the sky's gray or whatever, but still we do have light. So this really is about the constant light, you know, in your life. And it also asks, with all that, especially with that, it asks us, how do you want to spend every day? How shall it feel? And here is also, again, the link to the joy, right? And so this feminine leadership should create a space where you yourself think about, again, both aspects, what you do and who you are, you know, this being aspect, that's the divine feminine. And they forced me to place these two hearts here. And before I got it right, I was a little bit concerned about that. But yeah, makes total sense. That's, again, the thing. Like, love your work as much as you love yourself. This is totally, again, divine masculine and feminine in union. And pour into yourself during the day as much as you pour into your work, as we just started here with all the self-care stuff. And feeling good, feeling confident, feeling, you know, skilled, and feeling beautiful, and pour into yourself. I love that. How it's all super knit together. Wonderful. So now we have these and that and that. And what are we supposed to look at now? Maybe we want to look at that. Just, where do we have best light? Here, I guess. So yeah, this is just about tuning in and receiving. I mean, divine feminine energy is literally conceiving, right? Empress is birthing. And I feel this card looks a little bit like the Empress card, and this too, with all the hair. But yeah. What am I getting? I'm kind of totally drawn to the blue here, to this really inspiration. And yeah, okay, so now they are saying, yeah, that's exactly that, and it goes here. See, this is why this card wanted to be here. And this is, and with the yellow, crazy. Can you see that? Crazy. Wow. Okay, so they were just telling me, so it's kind of the light coming in, but to receive the light, you really have to be open. And remember what we said in the beginning, it's this openness of the pores, even like the skin and the hair. See, through the hair we receive, and we have that here also. And see how it sinks in. That's really the intuition. That's the higher realms coming in. I love that. And to be able to receive, you need to literally prepare your physical vessel to be the conduit, right? To be then this human uterus thing, right? To, yeah, like here again. This is kind of divine feminine energy. Very simplified, but yeah, the womb and the openness and root chakra, right? Openness, birthing. I mean, this is creatrix energy. We are birthing here. I love that. And this wonderful, nice card came through. Those cards are amazing because they are totally on point. And it says, family circle, soften your heart, deep love, nourishment. And see, this is totally what we are getting with this divine, no, with this matriarchal, like maternal line, you know, ancestral line, because that's all about the nourishment. Recipe books, they are just saying, think about cooking, kitchen, coming together, all the aunties and recipes. And yeah, and that's this nourishment. And it's not only about the food, but it's about the culture. It's about the favorite teacup, and it's about the scent of the cookies that grandmom made. And it's, you know, all these little things that are weaving this comfort zone, which is of course woven in security. Now we have kind of the transition from first, you know, we form our boundaries and we strengthen our skills, and then we cultivate what I was also mentioning with the bowl, that is first it's rough, but then it gets more designed, you know, and we have all these totally like looking like beautiful pottery stuff here, right? And yeah, so wow, it's kind of the vessel, you know, the cup for the love. First it's a little bit rough, but over time, you know, and even, wow, even in a family line, in a family circle, if all goes well, right? We assume that right now, then, and also we shall focus on that totally. We shall focus totally on the positive things. And if it's not available in our own, then we have seen it elsewhere, you know. We are not limited to our own home where we grew up, but there are, for example, of course, grandparents, and the line goes way back, and then also there are other people who we maybe know, and friends, and whatever, their families. Just energy, think it as ancestral energy. Even in books you can find this comfort, in books, totally. And Annie of Green Gables comes through right now. This is a beautiful story, right? Annie of Green Gables. And Green Gables, that's kind of, and the whole village there, you know, that's this, yeah, of course. This is this energy. Or Little Woman also. So yeah, just a lot of generations pouring in, and then we have kind of a thicker essence, and we can tune into that. But really they are saying, look into your own, like grandmother energy and stuff like that. Look a little bit deeper. They are there with some skills to uncover. And also, of course, your own soul with the green. I had that in another reading the other day, where it also, for this year, I did a preview for each month. I don't know where it was, maybe May, but yeah, it was really about tuning into past life energies and downloading the skills. So that's also a thing, of course. But right now I'm feeling it's very much about what already is within you right here. So it's not so much right now about new downloads, but that might come later, right? But it's totally about, yeah, I mean, we do have here the new downloads, of course, but this is just right now speaking to me as, we got you. Like, we will tell you, we will guide you every step of the way. Just stay connected, and to stay connected to your intuition, you have to, because Divine Feminine, that's really about the beingness, right? The being. And so we have to care for the being and not for the doing. And that's really a thing we have to consciously focus on, because we have been told otherwise all the time. Like, we've been told you have to go 8 hours doing, and then you come home and are totally exhausted, and then you can maybe, you know, you have to work again at home and make everything perfect looking from the outside, and still you are not allowed to care for yourself. And then you still have to kind of maybe better yourself and learn something or so. I mean, I don't know. So, but that's not what we are doing. That's kind of totally buying into that's what we are releasing actually with what we had with this green energy here, right? We are creating space, like conscious space with the yellow again. They are saying that's why the yellow is in the green. That's why we do have olive, right? And olive is also deeply nurturing. It's super good for exhaustion. So olive oil might be a thing. And, you know, fat as an nourishment, that's also just like the Theresa's rune, that's tissues. That's, again, holding space. That's, again, the womb forming. You know, all the membranes, all skin stuff, all fabrics in our body, which kind of create spaces, are made out of fat. Interesting. So yeah, and see all these lines, it's kind of the first forming. If you have a fetus, you know, you first form the organs, like a little bit rough. But then, as I said, with the bowl again, first it's a little bit okay. So maybe you take the year and say, okay, each month I have kind of a goal for the month. And then if you tune into the month, then you have kind of more defined goals. Makes sense, right? Okay. So that's that side. Now we are here, and here we are totally tuned in. Now we have shifted. We are in this joy and letting go, and we feel again like a child because we have tuned into our ancestral maternal line. That's important. I even got a little bit, you know, Mother, Maiden, and Crone energy with these three. And I thought, that's interesting. Why do we have the maiden in the middle? Just because you need to feel safe. And that's again with the olive. Wow. You know how children, they just have the space to do whatever. And yellow sun, that's child energy, that's solar plexus, that's inner child, that's joy, that's pure joy. Like create from pure joy, and not what I just mentioned. Oh, I'm responsible, I'm the feminine energy in the household, so when I'm home I have to do X, Y, Z, right? And I have to make everything tidy and organized. And that's my purpose, right? Serving the house. No. Your purpose is manifesting and creating your life right now, I'm seeing. And so, of course, I'm not saying, you know, live in garbage and whatnot, but I'm saying that's not your main, that's not what you shall focus on. And you can do it, you know, afterwards and in between and whatever, and it must not, and not always, most and foremost, you shall not look from the outside, but you shall totally look from the inside. And to be able to have this switch, it's helpful with all this grandmother, auntie energy, because there you are kind of in the center and all are pouring in. Just think about, it's your birthday, or it's Christmas, or it's whatever celebration, and everyone is around you, and you are just, you know, everyone pours into you, and they just want to see what you're coming up with. Like, you can make the show, you know, for everyone. For example, at Christmas and Sylvester in my family, we try to make a show and play circus or magic or whatever. And of course, it was a little bit a disaster, mostly because we were small, but everyone, you know, was applauding, and it was just fine. And this kind of energy I'm speaking about, you can just do, and you don't have to feel like, oh, it must be perfectly adult style, whatever, right? Competing is the word. So we are not competing, because feminine leadership means just we are leading through the heart. And yeah, so okay, that's that. And you know, the maiden, she's in awe here because she has tuned in. It's like Alice in Wonderland. She has tuned into the flower, and she is the little one again. And that's the energy. Tune into the wondrous miracles around you and see the world, even your space, even your home, even where you are right now. See it with the eyes of the child, and with these eyes actually. And just create. And what do we have here? Happiness inside. Joy. Be kind. Trust in yourself. See? And this trust in yourself, that's built up in these settings, surrounded with friendly people who are totally, pouring kindness into you, and where you are allowed to play and be ridiculous even, and still you're good. And that creates this freedom space to explore. So, and what you are actually manifesting, I want to show you. You are actually manifesting wealth. This is fejo. And I don't have an adding right now, but you have to know this is wrong translated. And a lot of rune sets are like that because we think everything should be even. This is so in alignment with the message of right now. But actually, this rune stems from cattle. And when you have cattle, it's like you have one cattle, and then you have this one, and then first year you have that much, they are birthing, and then second year you have double. So the line has to go to that extent. And that's multiplying. And this is what this rune is saying. It says your wealth multiplies, like on its own. And because you are birthing it out of the void, but you are birthing it through joy. And this be kind, it's here again. So, we have worked ourselves through that portion, right? To totally understand why that's so important. We have to look at that. This is the core section, I wanted to say, of the session. So we do have the void. This is from where we come. We are tuned into our maiden self, into our child self, right? Into the younger version of yourself, the one who is just in joy because there is free time and just space all around because we have created that space. So if you are right now, right here, then first thing you have to do is kind of carve out time and space. For example, this amount of time daily I block for my well-being, for self-care, and this time of the day I block for creative expression and to just playing around. What I just mentioned, do some magic and artistic stuff or whatever. Paint, write, do your journaling, whatever it is, but not, in the sense, I need to do. We were cut off for a minute and now we are not in alignment anymore. Oops. I can't fix it right now. But yeah, that's a message in itself, right? Because here, we don't want to be cut off. And how can we receive? If we let loose, let your hair down. We had that here. Looseness. Enjoy. So that's, again, the spaces we need to create. And within the space, within you, within the space, there needs to be created joy and this deep love. And it's just about the nourishment first and foremost. So we want to nurture creativity because, in this world, it's a little bit stunted, I feel, within each and every one of us, of course. And so this is what we bring back in. This is a baseline for New Earth, they are telling. And yeah, so that's it for today. There will be, of course, a part 2 at least, even maybe a part 3. I also have some tarot I want to bring in, and of course my manifestation deck. And see what's peeking through here? That's a self-care already. Interesting, right? Maybe I read that because it just, came through. So let me do that. It says grounding. Extensive self-care, exactly what we were speaking about, right? Helps with grounding. Focus especially on your feet if you want to establish something. For example, a business that can carry you. Makes sense, right? There's a lot spiritually about the feet, and I love that we do have them right here now. Because we had 3 heads and now at least we have also 2 feet. I love that. So that's it for today. See you soon. I just saw 222. Otherwise 111 is all over this reading, and that makes sense, right? We are manifesting, but with the 222 energy, which is magnetic. Okay, that's literally the void opening up, attracting reality towards it. I mean, I just read that there are in reality 10,000 million things per second we could perceive, but we only see 100 per sec. Kind of typical download thing, as if we are on the internet. But actually, space is much wider, and I'm seeing that right now. So yeah, that's actually why we can manifest. It's really this opening up and letting other things through the barrier even. Here again also. Oh, this reading gets really interesting. So, see you. Bye-bye.